But let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of California Sober Podcast, the podcast where we break down all the chaos in the combat world. I'm your host, Mo, and today we will be talking about Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. I know I just repeated myself. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit caffeinated right now. I always get caffeinated before this. But yeah, man, what a main event. Tom Aspinall, he basically pulls out first round. Well, it doesn't really pull out. I mean, I guess he gets an eye injury. I wouldn't say he pulls it out, but he got an eye injury. The fight gets ruled a no contest at 4 minutes and like 30 seconds. I think there was like 30 seconds left of the first round. Called for, I don't know, maybe. I mean, okay, look, man, from my perspective, the eye poke didn't look too bad. Obviously, this wasn't like a Michael Bisping moment. If you guys don't know Bisping, he literally lost his eye to Vitor Belfort in his fight with Vitor Belfort. I believe I can't remember what he took. Was it like a knee or a kick or a punch? I can't remember what he took. I think it was a knee. I'm not sure. But I think he took a knee, and he is now permanently blind in his left eye. Just saying. And he actually came back and he won the championship belt later on with that one eye. Can't really say that he made the bad move though. I mean, I get it. He's at the top of the division. He's the champion. You got an eye injury. It's unfair, right? It's not fair. So it's like, why should he risk losing his belt? I get it. I think it was a strategic move on his part, for sure. But, I mean, he's got a lot of people talking. Chael Sonnen, you should check out what he's saying online, man. He's saying talking that smack, dude. Pereira, dude, he's got a funny clip out there. But yeah, we'll circle back to that. I guess we'll talk about the other cards, and then we'll get to the main card. I like to work my way up as if the fights are happening, but you know what? It is what it is. So for the first fight we're going to talk about, obviously I don't talk about all the fights because I try to condense this down as little as possible, but I just bring up mostly the main cards, or if anything stands out on the undercards that I liked. I don't remember if this was an undercard or part of the main card. Oh, sorry, my nose is itchy. Ugh. Itchy. Not because of coke or anything. I don't do coke, but I do K. Just kidding. Maybe not. So for this first fight, we're going to be talking about Nasrat Haqparast versus Quaylen Salkild. All right, so Nasrat Haqparast versus Quaylen Salkild. Nasrat, he's coming in with the 18-5. He is the vet. Salkild, he's coming in with a 9-1 record. Obviously, Nasrat, he's got just about double the fights, double the experience. From what I remember, he's predominantly uses a lot of grappling, but he's pretty well versed all around, Salkild, I don't think I've seen Quaylen fight before. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've seen him fight before, but I do know he's representing Australia, and we've been seeing a lot more Aussies enter the space, and I like it, man. I like it, and I like the fact that you see these Aussies coming in, and they're coming in off striking, man, and that's exciting to see, dude. I like that. I like to see the type of striking they have out there. I know John Wayne Parr. He's been doing a great job at promoting just Muay Thai out in Australia, and you had John Wayne Parr that comes from there. You had what's those two white couples? I can't remember their name. They just had a kid not too long ago. I went to a seminar. I have his face in my head. What is his name? Let me ask my chat bot. Let me ask my assistant. Australian Muay Thai fighter, Eddie Farrell. I'm sorry, before she even can pull it out. Eddie Farrell, Brooke Farrell, they're also from Australia, great Muay Thai fighters. Are currently, I think they're back in Australia, actually. Actually, where are they? Because they were in Mexico for a while, and then something happened, and I think they went back to Australia. Maybe they're in Thailand again. But anyway, so you got great Muay Thai strikers coming out of Australia. So seeing Salkild come out here, I expected him to be a striker, and honestly, it was a great fight, man. Honestly, if it was in the first round, if you blinked, then you basically missed it, dude, because that fight happened quick. Nasrat was the shorter fighter. He was, honestly doing a great job at closing the distance with his overhands. I think for the pre-fight interviews, Nasrat was talking about using his grappling because of the size difference, and I thought he had a good game plan. Grapple with the taller fighter, and in the striking exchanges that I saw, he was a southpaw fighter, I believe, so he would use his left overhand to close the distance and then dart in with the second or third punch. It was a good game plan, but dude, Salkild, he timed a beautiful head kick in the first round, and it just slept him. I'll include a clip here somewhere, but it just slept him via KO. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but yeah, Salkild gets the win via KO. Shout out to John Wayne Parr when you go home. Don't even know if they know each other. But I hope they do. Maybe that's racist. Is that racist for me to just assume they know each other? Is that like when people say that off? Asians look the same? Maybe, dude. Maybe. In any case, Aleksandar Rakić versus Azamat Murzakanov. Azamat Murzakanov. I can't pronounce these freaking Russian guys, dude. I gotta do a better. I gotta prepare for these names before I start talking. But anyways, I'm gonna light a joint. Even though I can't say these names, I feel like I'm ready to smoke. It's pretty early on, but I can feel myself talking fast. So let's try to slow it down. Aleksandar Rakić versus Azamat Murzakanov. Looking at this fight, man, I've seen Rakić fight a few times. Rakić, he's got a record of 14-5. Azamat, he's got a record of 15-0. Azamat is undefeated. You would think off the record that Azamat was gonna run through Rakić, but Rakic's actually been in the UFC longer for as long as I know, and he's had some good, tough fights. He's a big guy. Very muscular, very fast on his feet. He's like a Russian Brock Lesnar, I think. I don't know if he's Russian actually. I think he is Russian though, but he's like a Russian Brock Lesnar, really, really big and moves really well. He does not fight like his weight class. I don't even know what weight class that is. I think it's middleweight. What weight class is Aleksandar Rakić in?
Aleksandar Rakić competes in the light heavyweight division in the UFC, which is typically the 205-pound weight class.
I'm sorry, light heavyweight. So yeah, he's a big guy. He's a light heavyweight fighter. He moves very well on his feet. Azamat, I've spoken on him before. Very interesting fighter. He comes in with a Russian Kung Fu style. I like watching his fights. What was his nickname? It was something like Monkey or something. Kung Fu Monkey, I think, or Russian Monkey, something like that. His fights are interesting to watch. He's a great striker. He likes to find a way to... He finds the knockout, honestly, and his record shows he's 15-0.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shut up. Sorry, I forgot to turn it off. That's what I hate, is how she just stays on until you turn her off. That's something that Ciryl does better. But anyways, round one was fireworks, man. Rakić was landing hard kicks to the body and moving beautifully, bro. Like literally once that bell rang, I think it was a couple seconds in. So Rakić, he's fighting on the orthodox position. Azamat, he's fighting from southpaw position. Yeah, southpaw. So that right kick to the body was just right there. And Rakić really he really used that technique wonderfully, man. He kicked to the body very hard early on. And I mean, to Azamat's credit, he didn't look like it didn't look like it hurt him too bad, but it sounded bad and it looked painful. It looked powerful. And and overall Rakić just footwork, bro. He's really light on his feet, dude. I'm telling you, this guy moves. He doesn't move like a light heavyweight at all, man. But he also talked about how Rakić talked about how he's been working his wrestling a lot. I don't remember seeing too much grappling coming from him, but in this fight, I saw him clench more and go for takedowns. He didn't really get them, but I mean, they're there, and he's working on it, so that's cool. But yeah, Rakić shows he's evolving. Azamat, the Russian Kung Fu man, dude. He honestly, I think what round was it? Was it the first round? I think it was the first round. I think in the first round, Azamat, he didn't really do much at the beginning of during the whole fight. I think he maybe threw 3 strikes total, but that last strike he threw, it was like a stiff jab from the southpaw position. It's kind of funny because it's kind of a technique we've been working at Spider this whole last week. It looks similar to me in my opinion, but it's not like where you just push the jab out. It's more of it's more of like shoving the jab out. It's kind of like, the best way I could describe it is you're kind of leading with your elbow, so you push your elbow out and then you shoot it and you push forward with your back foot. It's kind of just a way to get more power off of that jab. It's a good way to open up the guard to expose other things, but he basically did that from the southpaw position, and he got the KO, man. He knocked out Rakić quickly. Very, very interesting, because when you were watching the fight, it looked like Rakić was going to take it just based off of his activity and how well he was moving, but you cannot count Azamat out. He's got Kung Fu magic, I am telling you. Something's up with the Russian Kung Fu magic, dog. But yeah, Azamat Murzakanov, he gets the KO via jab, I believe it was. And it is what it is, baby. That's all it took, which is a little bit of power, dog. What my thoughts on that fight? I mean, my thoughts. So I think Azamat, he's ranked like number 10. So, and I think Rakic was ranked number 7. So I believe, personally, Azamat gets a top 5 fighter next. And you know what's funny is this guy when he came into the UFC, he was a bit older. I think he was already like in his late 30s or something, or maybe early 40s. I'm not sure how old he is, but he looks a little bit older. And there was a lot of discussion. I remember like the panel was discussing like, where is he going to go in the division? He's a bit older. He really only has striking. So they're like, I can't see him being champ, or anything. But they're saying that he's going to have a lot of exciting fights and can make a lot of money towards the tail end of his career. I don't know, man. I think this fight kind of shows that if he wins his next fight off a top 5 guy, then who knows, dude? Maybe light heavyweight. Who's the light heavyweight champ right now? I'm sorry. Let me just let me hit my notes. This is why things take so long. This is not even on the script. I'm telling you, I just go off the script all the time. Alex Pereira, not gonna happen. I would be down to see Azamat fight. Okay, should we give him Jamal Hill? Jamal Hill's number 6. He's only ranked one higher than Rakic. I'd say let's do it. Let's give him Jamal Hill. It's a good fight for Jamal Hill. If he wins, then he's good. He's I think two losses in a row, right? He needs this win, and if he loses, then he's exposed as someone that's probably going to be climbing down the rankings. And who knows, dude? Maybe let's do Jamal Hill. Let's do it. I'm down with that. Give him Jamal Hill. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the light heavyweight division. Pereira, he's the champ. I believe he's talking about moving to heavyweight though. You got Ruggieri, he's ranked the number 1. It's actually tied between Jiri and Unclov. How does that work out? I guess I gotta have an interim fight or something. But kind of tough. I don't know if I see what the panel was saying though. I see how does Azamat fit in the top 5? That's rough because I haven't seen his groundwork, but I don't think he's got good groundwork. But I guess we'll see. Moving on to the next fight, Alexander Volkov versus Jailton Almeida. Man, this one had me hyped specifically just because of Volkov. He's coming in with the 38-11 record, and versus Almeida. Almeida's coming in with the 22-3. I mean, there was a time where I thought Volkov might be the guy to dethrone John Jones. Man, I mean, back in the day, and the fight never happened. It never happened. I don't know why it didn't happen. The UFC, please tell me why it didn't happen. Maybe someone that's watching knows. I forgot. Time flies. I smoke a lot of weed. It didn't happen. Anyways, let's get into the fight. Almeida. I didn't know really much about Almeida. The only thing I really remember from his previous fights is he was a very aggressive wrestler. He seemed to be one of the best wrestlers in his division. It kind of seems when he grabs you, you're pretty much just going to go down. The unfortunate aspect of it is he doesn't really finish fights. He kind of just takes people down and doesn't do much with it, but whatever. I mean, he wins kind of in a boring way though, but whatever. Winning is winning, I guess, right? Round 1, Almeida wastes no time, shoots immediately, gets the takedown, and like I said earlier, does nothing with it. Just basically controls Volkov for like 3 or 4 minutes straight. Volkov ends up in the first round, towards the end, I think the last minute or two, Volkov ends up reversing it, and he starts throwing some punishing elbows. Like I can say easily that Almeida had control for at least 3 minutes, and Volkov, I'm gonna say let's say a minute and a half. But in that minute and a half the time, Volkov did like way more damage than Almeida. And it just kind of just shows like it's just reminiscent of Almeida's previous fights where people talk about how he doesn't do much, and I don't know, it is what it is. Honestly, not too excited. I mean, when I watch him, it's cool because his takedowns are pretty insane, but it's usually like a boring fight. But yeah, that first round, I have to give it to Volkov just off damage. Second round, same thing. As soon as the fight starts, Almeida shoots. Almeida doesn't really set up his takedowns in that first round. He just kind of shot from the outside and he got the takedown. This second round, I think he came in off of like a 1-2 and then shot. And it kind of looked like he got clipped with like a jab or a cross from Volkov. I can't remember if Volkov was in southpaw or orthodox, but Volkov hit him with his left hand off a straight, and then Almeida kind of just dropped and took him down. I think he hit him on the way down though, because Almeida did a 1-2 and then he dropped his hands to grab him. But yeah, pretty much the second round not much happen, man. There's literally like 0 ground and pound. There was like no submission attempts. Bro just basically laid on top of him and wouldn't let him get up and move around. It's pretty boring. Not the stuff I'm really interested. The takedown was pretty interesting though, because I think he did a 1-2, dropped, grabbed him, and I think Volkov tried to fight the takedown, and then Almeida kind of switched the angle real quick and took him down. So like I said, this guy's got some high level wrestling, and it's interesting to watch his wrestling. He just his MMA is kind of boring, but round 3, Volkov he starts off hard. Both corners told their fighters pretty honestly, like you guys are up, or you guys are down 1 round. I give first round to Volkov. Second round I give to Almeida. So when this third round started, Volkov, he just started with the aggression. He basically pushes Almeida to the against the cage, puts him in the clench position, just starts landing heavy knees, dude. He basically had him, and he was kind of like changing from, he would have him in the full plumb, throw a knee, and then he would kind of off like whenever Almeida would start moving around, he would let go off of one of his arms, and so he would have like a single arm clench now with his elbow all the way across his chest, and then I think he had like an underhook, or he was holding his shoulder or something, which I think was good because this was kind of like it kind of it kind of stops the takedown, right? Because you have this arm trapped on the neck, right? You're holding the neck, which usually you could just shoot under, but then he had this arm kind of like pushing against the body, so it kind of would help him either shove him down, or it just dissuades him. And then that with the knees coming, Almeida just couldn't shoot for the takedown, right? Volkov lands some good knees, but then he throws the elbow, and I right when he threw the elbow, I was like, don't throw the elbow, bro. And anyways, if you're gonna throw an elbow, throw like an up elbow or something. But the problem he throws the elbow, and Almeida ducked under it, and then he goes under it, takes him down. Basically back on his back. Not much really happened the rest of the round. I think so for that whole rest of the third round, Almeida was on top. I think Volkov threw a few strikes from the bottom, but I think that third round went to Volkov primarily because of the knees from the top. For once, you already know what I'm alluding to. This round ends with basically Almeida on top. The winner is decided by Volkov via decision. In my opinion, it was a good call. In my opinion, the refs appointed damage over control. That's literally how I think MMA should be scored. Like, I freaking hate these wrestlers coming in and they just hold you down and they don't do anything and they win rounds. And it's like, bro, this isn't MMA. This isn't wrestling. This is MMA. Control should only be like, you should get points for control, but control should be just the first step into a finish, right? Like, you want to take someone down, get to a dominant position, and either be in a position to where you can land ground and pound, or be in a position where you can land a submission, a triangle, whatever, armbar, whatever you want to set up, right? We should never have control be at the ends for an oops, pause, something happened. Unpause. I don't know what happened to that camera, but something happened to that camera. Control should never be the means to an end. It's just the beginning. Control should never be the end. It should just be the beginning of the end, right? So, anyways, the judges, in my opinion, I think they scored it good. They gave it to Volkov. It was it wasn't his best win, but I think he deserves the win. I mean, Almeida should have won. He had every opportunity to throw strikes, some ground and pound, some elbows. You just chose not to, dude. You just chose to hug him. Gonna move on because I think I'm running out of time. I gotta really set a timer for these things, man. But Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Batista, man, this one was a banger. This was a fight I was like very, very interested in. This is probably like between the main event. Would probably be the second fight I was most excited for on this card. But Umar, he's coming in with a record of 18-1. That only loss is to the champion Merab. Very exciting fight. He gave Merab a run for his money. Versus Mario Batista, Batista's coming in with a record of 16-2. Yeah, like I said, Umar's been dominating. Honestly, if it wasn't for Merab, he would probably be the champ. Mario Batista, this guy though, he's also an exciting fighter to watch. Every time I see him going in the ring, or in the octagon, he's always improving. He's always showing you new techniques, new ways to win. He's got very high fight IQ, in my opinion, and he's very aggressive. Like, he's always in your face. He's always swinging, good cardio. He's just an exciting fighter, right? I knew this would be a good fight. I really did, dude. Round one, Umar, he gets an early takedown, just the classic Dagestanian control, grab someone, get the leg locks, hold him down. One thing that he's really good at is switching the position of his leg lock. Like anytime Mario would start like trying to like spin towards one way, like let's say he'd spin to his left, you would see Umar adjust, and then he would switch his bottom hooks out. So that way it would be harder for Mario to spin through it, right? And then he just kept switching those leg locks. It's actually beautiful, And that's the thing with the Dagestanians, man, is it's their footwork, bro. When they take you down, it's like they're not just focused on the hands and just like hugging with their feet. They're constantly like switching their feet over to make sure they stay in the more like dominant position. It was beautiful. That first round was basically Umar, dude. He just took him down and he just kept switching positions, staying dominant. Mario really couldn't get up, and he ate a couple ground and pounds, nothing too serious, but he ate some shots. I think the round ended with Umar on his back. Yeah, I believe he took his back. Round 2, Bautista comes out aggressive, man. Mario lands dude, he's literally just in his face throwing strikes. Umar is like still in the game and throwing strikes back, but I think Mario was just being the aggressor. He might have been getting a little bit more the better end of the strikes, but when he threw a kick, I don't know if he threw a knee or a kick, but the knee ended up hitting Umar just straight on the face, man. Drops Umar. I mean, this is literally the first time we've really seen Umar hurt that way. I mean, like he was like on wobbly legs for the most of the fight. He's just like backing up now. He's just like literally, like most of the time it's Umar pushing the pace, right? This. Once he took that knee, he knew he needed to back up. He just was kind of running away from Mario. He eventually shoots for a takedown, and he gets a foot sweep. I'm sorry, they like end up in a clinch, and then he goes for a foot sweep. It was that was a pretty wild round, dude. I think towards the end, Umar started like recovering. He started getting some points back. I would still give the round to Mario, but just barely. Like Umar, he really showed some resilience, man. He ate that shot, was able to stay calm. He didn't just shoot for a panic takedown. He literally like went back up and was still striking with them, but just like very cautiously. And right at the he chose to wait for the right moment to get that sweep in. I mean, he adjusted good. What can I say? Umar adjusted well. He recovered well. By the end of the second round, I felt like he looked like he was completely recovered. Third round, baby, this turns into a striking round. Umar keeps shooting. Dude, Batista kept defending. Like, honestly, Batista did such a great job. And I forgot to mention in that... Oh, actually, I forgot to mention in that first round. Damn. Did I not add that in my notes? Oh, the ankle lock. Yeah, I just skipped over it. I didn't read it. In the first round, Bautista got a good ankle lock early on in the round, and he was bending the crap out of that ankle. Umar stayed calm, and he just kept like switching it over and changing the angles, and eventually was able to get out of it, but it was tight, bro. I mean, even though Umar won that first round, like without a question, without a doubt, dude, Mario was in that fight, dude. Like he was always looking for a win from the first round all the way to the third round, But yeah, I just forgot I had to add that first round ankle lock. Pretty much still lost the round though. Third round though, it turns into a striking match, and Mario, man, he's just defending the takedown so well. Honestly, the thing about Mario Bautista is the thing that I like the most about him is his ability to adapt to the fight. When you watch that Umar fight, you can see him start adjusting to Umar's grappling. Like he didn't. At the first two rounds, he wasn't really attacking Umar's legs. I don't know if he like worked that in camp or just forgot about it, or he didn't. But in the third round, anytime Umar would take him down, he would fight the hands, and then as soon as he would go to the ground, he would start fighting the legs, and then off of fighting the legs, he would either try to spin out of it or try to work his way back up. Dude, it was working wonderfully. I think if he would have done that the first two rounds, we would have seen possibly a different outcome. Who knows? Maybe not different. Maybe we would have seen a different outcome, but it would have been a lot more competitive. But yeah, honestly, I think that's the secret to fighting these Dagestanians is you got to fight the legs early on before they get that leg lock. Another thing is just you can't accept positions, dude. Mario was not accepting the position. Anytime Umar would grab like two hands, you'd see Mario fight, and then you see Umar try to drag him down, and Mario would work his way back up to his knees, fight, gets taken down, try to spin. It's just you just gotta constantly fight the chains, right? Because that's what Umar will do is he'll try to take you down, and then he doesn't get you down, then he'll try to take you down this way, can't take you down this way, then he'll grab a leg. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting till you're completely out. And yeah, Mario, I think he learned a lot that fight. He ended up losing the third round. Umar Nurmagomedov, he edges out a win. It was a good fight, but it was a very competitive fight. I think the reign that we saw Umar have prior is no more. After he fought Merab, I think I don't want to say it exposed him, but it was like there was so much, dude. There was just so much hype train behind Umar. I'll be honest with you. Everyone was just talking about how he was going to wipe out the division, and he did do it for a while. He did until he hit Merab, and then now Mario Bautista. Even though he beat Bautista, like it wasn't like this. It wasn't like a domination, And honestly, I think if it was 5 rounds, it would have been pretty interesting if it went 5 rounds because, like I said, you could see Mario Bautista. His conditioning looked good. I honestly think Mario Bautista had better conditioning than Umar, and like I said, he just kept learning as the fight continued. So, but whatever, dude. I'm just a hater for the Dagestanians. Honestly, I'm just a Dagestani hater. But Umar gets the win. Congrats to Umar Nurmagomedov. Khabib was up there. He gave a little speech. It was cool. But yeah, I think Mario, I think he really exposed how, not, I wouldn't say exposed, but I think Mario really showed how you have to fight the legs of these Dagestanians. I think the next generation that's coming up, I think they've learned this wrestling style that's coming from Russia, and you're starting to see like these people, them figure out different techniques to win. Maybe Craig Jones was right. We got the answer to the Dagestani wrestling. We'll see with Islam, man. When Islam, he's fighting JDM, right? Anyways, next fight, Mackenzie Dern versus Virna Jandiroba. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. This is a co-main event. I don't know. Should have been a co-main? What do you guys think? I don't know. Smoke a little bit more cannabis. I mean, nothing against the chick fighters or anything. I respect the chick fighters. Zay Wingling. I love to watch her fight. There's other chick fights. Nothing against Dern personally or Virna, but I mean, I seen them fight before. Should have been a co-main. I don't know. What am I upset that I saw Mackenzie Dern fight? No, I'll always watch a Mackenzie Dern fight. I know all y'all gonna watch a Mackenzie Dern fight, dude. She's a little thotty, bro. Let's be real. Mackenzie Dern looks like she should be like on OnlyFans or something. Instead, she's out here busting her face up for our entertainment, and I respect that, Mackenzie Dern. Just get out there and do you, boo. Sorry, don't try to be sexist or anything. Anyways, let's get to it. What can I say about Mackenzie Dern, man? I remember watching her fight years ago. Her striking was not that well, dude. That's the nicest way I could put it. I can't remember which fight. It might have been her first fight with this chick. With what's her opponent's name again? Virna. I think it was was it with Virna? There's this one fight in particular that I'm thinking of where she was just throwing straight punches and walking forward. It just was. It looked like a little. She looked like that episode on The Simpsons. You know how when Bart's like, I'm gonna just punch in the air, and if I punch you, that's your own fault. And Lisa's like, I want to spin my hands like a windmill, and if I punch you, it's your own fault. Anyway, she looked like she was Bart, just punching and walking forward. But yeah, her striking's improved a lot, man. And honestly, this fight, it showed. I think she beat Virna with her striking, to be honest. Like, I'm not going to go through round by round because honestly, it wasn't like that crazy of a fight. It wasn't that exciting. I'm going to be real with you. I'm sorry. The best part of the fight was, watching Mackenzie's dump truck bounce around. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, she basically beat Virna with her striking, dude. She had improved her striking tremendously. Didn't really use as much jiu-jitsu as she has in the past. She comes in as a jiu-jitsu fighter, but there is times where she got taken down, and that's the thing about Mackenzie Dern is her activity. She'll get taken down and she'll still hit people from the bottom, and I like that. That's what everyone should do. You should just never just accept the position, right? If you're on the bottom, punch him. I know it's not going to hurt that much, but just give them these punches to put in their face, and hopefully that can help set you up to get back to your feet or to spin or sweep, whatever. All right, no, sorry, my roommate just came home. I haven't seen him all night. Where was I? Mackenzie Dern, her striking has improved tremendously. Virna, I thought she was gonna win, to be honest, but Mackenzie Dern, who won their first encounter? Was it Virna? I'm curious to see who won their first encounter. I didn't even put that in my notes. Dude, where am I? Who am I? Who won the first fight between Mackenzie Dern and Virna?
Mackenzie Dern and Virna Jandiroba first fought on December 12th, 2020 at UFC 256, and Dern won by unanimous decision. They faced each other again on October 25th.
Oh, my bad. Dern won, dude. That's crazy. She won with her freaking Bart Simpson straightforward punching. No, she probably, I don't even remember how the fight went, but anyways, off the first encounter. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, Mackenzie Dern, she works from the bottom. I love that about her. That's the thing about Mackenzie Dern. She's always working. She's always hitting you when she's when they're on the feet. She's always hitting you with something, usually punches. She's always looking for a takedown. You know, she's looking for, a sweep. When she's on the ground, she's looking for submission. She's hitting you ground and pounds. She's an active fighter, honestly. I like it. It's spunky, it's rough. Doesn't look good. It's not clean. She looks good. I ain't gonna lie. So kind of makes up for it. Kind of interesting. I had this theory where I was like, people usually represent their fight style. Mackenzie Dern's like a thotty, but she has like an ugly fighting style. It's really interesting. Wow. Thought. Anyways, Mackenzie Dern, she gets the dub. That means she beat Virna twice now. She becomes the number one contender for. Wait, is she the number one contender for the bantamweight belt or what? Let me see. Let me see. Dude, I could have sworn they gave her like a belt, dude. Didn't she get a belt? What was that belt for, though? Let me ask ChatGPT. Did Mackenzie Dern get a belt off that fight?
Yes, exactly. With that win at UFC 321, Mackenzie Dern claimed the vacant UFC Women's Strawweight Championship, so she did get the belt from that fight.
Oh, I didn't realize it got vacated. So Zhang Weili vacated it? What happened, dude? Is it because we're fighting with China? That's crazy. Why was the belt vacated?
UFC Women's Strawweight Championship was vacated in October 2025 because Zhang Weili moved up to the flyweight division to challenge Valentina Shevchenko. That's why Mackenzie Dern and Virna Jandiroba fought for the vacant title at UFC 321, and Dern ultimately won it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot they make you vacate the belts now. I don't like that they do that, but I guess that's whatever, because that means Zhang Weili can come down and they'll give her a title shot. How do I feel about that? I'm thinking, technically I'm okay with it, because it's like you can't have a double champ hold up both divisions, but it sucks because we won't have double champs. They should still give them the title of double champ until they I know it's gonna be confusing and weird. You let the belt go on. You hear me out. You let the belt go on. The fighter who becomes double champ or who's moved up the division, right, and has become double champ, you still allow them to have that title of double champ for like a certain amount of time, but they have to fight the new champion. If not, if they don't fight him, then they vacate that title. Or I gotta work out the specifics on how that would work. But yeah, so okay. Anyway, Zhang Weili, I think if she comes back though, I don't think Mackenzie Dern. Oof, that's gonna be rough, dude. I think Zhang Weili gets Dern out of there in the first round. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm 1,000% honest, dude. Who else is in that division, bro? Honestly, who's in that division? Women's. What is that? Was that Strawweight? That was Strawweight, was it? Yep, Strawweight. Division. Yeah, this division's. I can see why Dern. I can see why Dern made it to the top, bro. Honestly, no offense to these females, but Lupi's been coming up. She's been coming up. We got, Angela Hill still in the rankings. Interesting. Zhang Weili comes back. She destroys her. Honestly, they should make that happen and they give her the money and let's just see what happens. I don't know. I got kind of tired of watching Zhang Weili fight, though. No offense, after a while, because she just was dominating, So I guess it's good she moved up. All right, so coming on to the main event, man. This is the one everyone's been freaking talking about. I think I'm already at like 40 minutes, so I'll make this quick, but we're pretty much there. The main event, Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane, man. All right, we got Tom Aspinall. He's coming in. He's got a 15-3 record. Ciryl Gane, he's got a 13-2 record. This is supposed to be the fight, baby. This was going to be the fight with, Gane, the elite striker, former interim champ, versus Tom Aspinall, the new face of the heavyweight MMA. A lot of people question Aspinall's belt. He basically got promoted. That's the best way I could describe it. He didn't. And what I mean by that is he got promoted. He was given the belt. He did not fight for the belt. John Jones had the title. John Jones cleaned out the division in his time, and then he he basically vacated the belt. It was just given to Tom Aspinall, much to the fans' dismay. I don't know why they did it. I don't know whose bright idea was to just give it to him. I mean, I feel like in a situation like that, what you have to do now is you have an eliminator. You have your title eliminator, and then you have not eliminator. You just have your number one guy, your number two guy, fight, and whoever wins gets the belt. I personally, from a marketing perspective, I would do it a tournament style. I would be like, you get it like an eliminator status. You get the top four guys, four guys. You guys fight it out, and the winner of that, they fight it out, right? That's how I would do it, but I'm just a monster like that. And I would also make it in the same weekend. You get half a day to rest, baby. And then you got back at it. Let's go. Yeah, this is going to be the test. Ciryl Gane was going to be the test. This guy, crazy striker. Grappling, I think he's got like a submission in the UFC. His grappling, you don't really see a lot. He learned grappling later on. I wouldn't say, I don't even think he's a black belt, but he did say he worked on only grappling for like that whole year after he lost to John Jones. He was just straight up like, I'm not even going to work striking. All I'm going to do is grappling. So I was excited to see him fight Tom. He's a more well-rounded fighter. He's not really like amazing at anything, but he's good at everything. His striking, he's not really dynamic, but he knocks people out. He mostly sticks to the 1-2, if I'm not mistaken. His grappling is good. He's got a couple subs. He's got good jiu-jitsu, decent wrestling. Yeah, and and like I said, he's got some subs, so he can finish it once it goes to the ground. Ciryl Gane, I mean, he's a motherfucker. Dude, he got beat by John Jones in like 10 seconds, bro. Let's be real. But he was running through his opponents up until that point, So this was gonna be a good fight. Round one, Ciryl Gane, he was coming out crisp, dude. His jabs was so sharp, bro. He likes to throw his jab he's from the southpaw. He's got his hands down right here and then pop straight in your face. It's so quick. And like honestly, Tom, he can't even react by the time he gets hit. Like he's getting hit and he's already like his brain doesn't even process moving backwards or putting his hands up. Like it just happens so quick. It's just boom and then Gane's already gone. Tom, classic Tom Aspinall pushing forward. He was taking the center of the octagon. He's mixing in good leg kicks. He doubled up on a good low kick. It was just like Liam Harris style, just pop, pop. Just very, like I said, Liam Harrison. Bad Company style. Is that gym called Bad Company? I think it's called Bad Company. Yeah, Gane though, he was looking good. He was looking comfortable. He didn't look like he was. So Tom Aspinall was pushing the pace, pushing Gane back, but Gane was doing a good job at working off his back foot, and that's just what I mean about the experience when it comes to the striking. Like Ciryl Gane is so comfortable on his feet that it's really hard to put him in a position where he can't figure something out. Like he likes to do, like just poke and look for that like heavy shot. Very very like light on his feet. And he's diverse. He'll throw jabs, he'll throw kicks. He likes to throw a lot of cheaps, which I didn't see this fight, but just it's really dynamic. Anyways, 4 minutes. Oh, actually, like I think 2 minutes into the round, I think Ciryl Gane opened up Tom Aspinall's nose. He like hit him with a jab or I guess a couple jabs, and you just see like Tom Aspinall's nose busted. He's just bleeding. I read reports saying it was broken. That cannot confirm this, but we have never seen Tom bleed like that, like ever, But to Tom's credit, he stayed calm and he wasn't letting it get to his head. But off the first 2 minutes, it was like the striking difference was apparent. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, like literally 4 minutes into the first round, Gane, he goes for like a left body kick. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Aspinall blocks it. I can't remember if he checks it or blocks it with his hands. He goes to counter with like a cross or something, and Ciryl Gane goes to long guard as his leg's still in the air, so he's trying to pull his leg back and long guard out. Two of his fingers go into Tom Aspinall's eyes, and so it's like one finger goes on his left eye, one finger goes in his right eye. Tom Aspinall takes a knee. The fight is paused. 5 minutes go by. They asked Tom, can he continue? And he says no. The fight is ruled a no contest off the first 4 minutes. It's just such a disappointment, man. Such a disappointment. I get it. My take was like, this was a very competitive fight. We've never seen Tom hurt like that. I wasn't to say he's hurt, but I mean, like, he's never bled. He's never been like dominated, or he wasn't, I can't say he was being dominated, but he wasn't he wasn't put in positions like that. in any of his prior fights, right? Actually, that's a lie because didn't he like freaking quit off of some knee injury against who'd he fight? This is I saw a compilation of all of times Tom Aspinall quit, dude. It's only like 3, but still, it's funny. I think it was Curtis Blades. Who did Tom Aspinall quit off of from a knee injury?
Aspinall unfortunately had to pull out of his fight against Curtis Blades back in 2022 due to a knee injury. It was a pretty unfortunate situation because he suffered that injury in the very first round of their fight.
Wow, I'm seeing a pattern here. First round of their fight, he pulls out off a knee injury, no contest. First round with Ciryl Gane, he pulls out for an eye injury. Oh, my boy Tom, what are you doing to us, Tom? I mean, he's a talented fighter, bro. Honestly, I backed Tom up, dude, for a lot of the shit, dude. But I don't know. You can't back him up for this. I kind of forgot about that knee injury though until recently. Yeah, it was unfortunate. He gets poked in the eye. It's a no contest. Dana White says he's disappointed. He's gonna rebook the fight as early as he can. I'm hearing people talk about November. I think December would be good. I don't want too much time to go by because they're already in camp. I want him to be able to come in with the same game plan, same everything. But yeah, like I said, this was. I think okay, so like this was a competitive fight. Tom's never been tested like this. Ciryl was looking a little bit sharper. Tom was good, had good aggression, but you could see he was getting touched up, bro. And I don't think the eye poke looked that bad, in my personal opinion. But we'll see what the what the medical say, what the doctors say. I think it was a good move strategically. I think I understand why he did it. I think even though it didn't hurt that bad, it's still a damage to the eye, and that could change the trajectory of the fight no matter what. When you have a fight that you're already kind of like being touched up in that way, and you have the belt, you're going to lose the belt if you lose. I think the smarter thing to do would be to just make it just have it be a no contest, recover, work on some holes in your game, watch the tape, and fight again. I think that's the smarter thing to do. I think at their level, you're thinking about the more business side of fighting, versus the sport of fighting. I think it's unfortunate for the fans, but I get it. You can't really be mad at my guy for it. Ultimately, though, I think this is the UFC's fault. I think they freaking got to fix their gloves. These have been problems. I know they got the new gloves early on. Was it this year or last year? They got the new gloves. They freaking suck. It has not reduced eye pokes. Some will say eye pokes have gone have become more common. I don't know, dude. I think honestly, they got to do the MMA sparring gloves where the fingers are connected, right? So it's like they're small, thin, and like the dirty boxing ones. I have a picture here, like the dirty boxing ones. And I think they got to give the fighters more time. 5 minutes isn't enough. I think 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes. Who knows? I think like in particular when you get kicked in the nuts, it takes a while to feel better. Like in 30 minutes, you'll feel a lot better. So I know it's gonna suck for the fans watching. It sucks for advertising because it pushes things back, but I think they should do 15 to 20 minutes. But as for the rematch, I know I want it. Tom obviously needs things to tighten up. He's get a little bit better with the striking defense. Keep his hands up. Maybe he's better head movement. He tried to take Gane down, I think, once, and Gane fought it off, no problem. So that looked like. I wonder. See, this is what I'm thinking. I think that most of Tom Aspinall's game was on the ground. He even alluded to how he was gonna, take him down and beat him up like John Jones. And I think once he realized he couldn't take him down, and he like started bleeding from all those jabs, I think he realized like, oh crap, like what's my game plan? I don't know. He's not a Mario Bautista. He can't just think of something on the fly. I don't know. So whatever, I get it. So that's it for California Sober. Overall, great card, terrible ending. I'll be keeping an eye out on how the UFC handles the rematch and whether they finally do. I know they will. Dana White said he's going to do it for sure. Glove recap, just to recap, those gloves suck. If you liked the episode, hit the follow, drop a review, and tell me your take. Was Aspinall smart for his decision, or should have he kept fighting? Thanks for listening.